Hey guys, Magnus Robbie here. Just want to quickly apologise. I'm a bit sick of this video. Well, because I'm sick. And yeah. Also, this is my top 5 worst Christmas buildings. Couldn't do a top 10 worst. I honestly looked through the list. I tried to get one together. I looked at it and was thinking, I can't actually. Everything that was kind of past 5, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I couldn't really bash. I felt like, although they weren't as good as the other buildings, they were still really good and still much better than, say, some of the Halloween buildings. Oops, a daisy. So I will just be doing the top 5 worst. So yeah. Now, some of these are actually probably a bit surprising to you, some of you, and I've kind of gone through the list, and I've kind of gone with the ones that I personally felt weren't very good, or the ones that the ones I don't particularly like. So, number 5, I've gone with Things Unnecessary. Now, this was a this year building, and there's actually, well, although I love this year, Things Unnecessary for me was a bit of a weird building, because it's a building that's hardly ever appeared. It's never really appeared in The Simpsons before. It appeared in one episode, and very briefly. And to be honest with you, it basically runs the whole of Act 1, and it's the thing that runs it, and I don't understand why. Although it was free, to me it's just a really weird choice of a building to pick to actually start the event off, and that was probably my only downfall to the Christmas update. It would have been cool maybe to see a more relatable building actually start it off. I mean, they did add quite a few buildings in. It would have been me. I don't know though. There again, it was still pretty cool because obviously it was free, and they are kind of running out of buildings. But it got the number 5 spot, and I just want to say before I get into number 4, a lot of these buildings on this, even on this top 5 list, are still really good. They just aren't amazing. Number 4 for me was actually the Ice Palace. Now, I picked the Ice Palace because again, it's 120 donuts, and it comes with the Martin Ice Queen costume. Now, obviously there was the Winter Monster, and that came with the Ice Cave, and I know the Ice Cave and the Ice Palace kind of are the same, like, you can fit them together. The reason I put the Ice Palace is, first of all, it's donuts, so that's always a downfall. Second of all, it's reasonably cheap, I guess, but second of all, it's sorry, it's really hard to fit into your town, because it's just a massive ice sculpture. And what I don't understand is all the other, like, snowmen and other ice sculptures and stuff, they always melt, but that stayed standing, which I guess was kind of made sense, because they couldn't really make it melted, because that would just be a waste of donuts. To be honest with you, the only other decoration you could really fit it is the Ice Cave. It would have been better if the Winter Monster actually came with that instead, but it came with the Martin costume, but I guess it's not too bad, because Martin doesn't have too many costumes. I think, is that his only other one? I'm not too sure. He might have one more. Can't quite remember. Anyway, number 3, I've gone with Spruce Caboose. Now, the reason I've gone with Spruce Caboose is because, although it was it wasn't the easiest price to actually get. This was last year, I think it was. Although it wasn't the easiest price to get, it was still okay. It was reasonably easy to get. It was a personal price. Again, it comes into the question of fitting it into your town. Because honestly, I don't think it fits into the town very particularly well. It's a very ugly looking thing, and I had to put it on this. I had to put it onto the list because of that reason. So yeah, there's not really much more to say. Number 2, I've put the mall. Now, right, so a lot of people probably will be surprised about this particular one. Now, I put the mall for a reasonably good reason, is because, first of all, I felt it was there wasn't very much hype for it. Now, the mall is probably one of the most important buildings in Springfield, one of them. In terms of, like, top 10, like, most kind of rememberable buildings, I would say the mall's up there. Now, the mall has a lot of stores inside of it, and they could have taken so much of an advantage with this. They still might, and I hope they do someday, but they need to take advantage of the mall, and they need to put stores into them, like, have like Krusty Land kind of thing, where you open up the mall and you can see all the stores and stuff like that. But they just made it plain. No character came with it, which was really weird, because there's so many characters that couldn't come with it. Raphael was probably the best choice, but no Raphael, no character at all. for me, it's a bit small. It's very small, and I'm not very happy with the size of it. Yeah, and honestly, that's the reason I didn't like it. And I still, to this day, I'm not happy with the mall. I was very disappointed when I got it. I was expecting something a whole lot better. And I really do hope one day they do take the mall, they make it free for everyone's town, and then they actually put some stores inside the mall. Because at the minute, I think it's a bit crap. And number one, now, again, I'm going to say this is a very surprising one. Probably a bit of an unexpected one. Most probably people could not predict. But let's do that drum roll. So I've put the Buckingham Pay Less Motel. Now, the Buckingham Pay Less Motel, right. Again, it was this year, so that's really surprising to some people. It's this year building, but to be honest with you, first of all, it's an Act 2 prize, so it is free to a certain degree. Now, reason I've put it on the list is it doesn't really fit in with the whole theme of the act. Was it in Act Maggie, or was it in Act 2? Right, it was in Act 2. The whole theme of Act 2 for me at least was more of a Christmassy kind of theme. Like the other buildings apart from the Fortress of Longitude and the Moonshine Shack, all the other things, and maybe the petting zoo as well. Like you had the burger truck, you had the North Pole Station, you had the even some of the other buildings that aren't really Christmas related were in Christmas episodes. But the Buckingham Pay Less Motel is, again, it's another hotel, well, motel, but same sort of thing. It's a hotel, another accommodation in our town. And I'll try to be funny, but we got too many of these. We've got the Worcesterfield Hotel, we've got the Sleep Easy Motel. They're the only ones I can list, but I'm sure there is one more, I'm not too sure. But anyway, I think 2's enough anyway. Plus, the reason I like to put it on the list is because it's very briefly shown in one episode. No, I don't believe anyone goes into it. Oh no, I think Homer's staying there. Obviously, it's in London for a starter. It's in a London location, which just seems really off why they put it into the game, because it's when Homer goes. I think it's when Homer goes to London. Yeah, and it's the hotel here, the Simpsons stay in. It's just a really strange one to me. I don't understand why they put it into this update, but yeah, that's what's on my number one list. I know it's a bit of a bad number one list to me. Well, it's not too bad. There is a reason, but yeah. So, but honestly though, I think most of the Christmas buildings have been great. I mean, there are 5 ones that have very little things that let it down, but honestly, they're still pretty good. All 5 of them are still pretty good buildings. There's just some letdowns to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, nothing really much more to say. Sorry that I'm a bit sick and a bit depressing in this video, but I hope you can get over it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.